What is good people? You are now listening to another episode of At the Plate with Danny Foxworth. I am your humble narrator, Danny Foxworth, and I'm back for another solo mini-so just to talk about some of the various things going on in the league. First off, man, my beloved Texas Rangers, I tell you, it is. I'm sweating a little bit. I'm kind of in panic mode right now. They've been atop the AL West for the entire season. And at the time of this recording, they're currently on a 6-game losing streak. And now the lead in the AL West has been cut to a game and a half. So the Astros are breathing down their neck. But also, now the Mariners are hot on their heels. They've been the hottest team in baseball since the All-Star break. And now we got ourselves a three-way race in the AL West and coming down to the wire. It's interesting to see what the outcome is going to be. I'm remaining hopeful. You know, the pitching staff hasn't been playing the best ball right now. Scherzer had a really bad outing, but I'm confident that they'll bounce back. And looking at the standings, boy, the Orioles, God almighty, they dug deep into that farm system, and they've really been reaping the benefits of that farm system. They are just lights out in the American League right now. And on the flip side, in the National League, I mean, it's the Atlanta Braves, and then there's everybody else. I mean, my dog Acuna, he's killing. He's having an MVP caliber season. Then on top of that, you got him and Matt Olson making just a devastating 1-2 punch. Man, Bronx is burning. And poor Yankees, man, currently in last place in the AL East. They're 1-9 in their last 10 games. It's just that's odd to say, but that's what it is right now. They're just shit ain't looking good in the Bronx. And my man Elly De La Cruz, the most electrifying player in baseball right now. I tell you, he's still playing like his hair is on fire. Had an inside the park home run, and then the other night scores from first base in 9.79 seconds. I mean, this dude is just every night. It's just you never know what you're going to get with this dude, and he's just so lights out. And then today, Steven Strasburg announces his retirement. Man, you talk about a case of what could have been had injuries not gotten in the way. Because that man was just so snake bitten. I remember him just being such a dominant pitcher at San Diego State. And then when he finally got the call up, and I believe he struck out 14 in his major league debut, and then all of a sudden blows his elbow out, has Tommy John surgery, and then has thoracic outlet surgery that he just never recovered from. And I hate that for him because he was such a promising pitcher, but he did get a ring out of it in 2019 with the Nats, which, speaking of the Nats, my next guest that I'm going to have at the plate is a Nats fan, and I'm looking forward to that conversation with him. And man, them Padres, earlier this year, especially if you listen to the episode I did with Black Rob, go back and listen to that one. It's entitled Who's Your Padre? I talked about the team that I was looking most forward to watching in Major League Baseball, and it was the Padres. That team, roster-wise, on paper, they were just stacked from top to bottom, and they just really have underperformed. They are currently 6 games below 500. They're second to last in the NL West. I don't know what's going on with them, but yeah, they just didn't meet my expectations. And I feel so bad for Shohei Ohtani. I mean, this man just goes out there and just another MVP. I mean, this man is a unicorn. I mean, just dealing on the pitcher's mound, leading the league. Well, I think he's leading the league in home runs right now, and he tears his elbow ligament, and he's no longer. And they're shutting him down for the year as far as pitching goes, and it sucks because this man gives his all, and the Angels just cannot get right. Just cannot get right. And speaking of not getting right, keeping it in the AL West, them poor Oakland A's. Good Lord. Nobody's coming to the games. I mean, it's just a shit product all around. Friend of the podcast, Nick Jew. I mean, she's aired out her grievances with this team. She's sick of them. I mean, on top of that, they're just going to up and move to Las Vegas. And she was basically, if you caught her latest episode of the the What's the Tea podcast, which you got to check that out. She was just at her wit's end with his team. She was like, I'm pretty much done with the A's and I'm damn near done with baseball. So hate to see it. They were such a dominant force back in the day, and just to see what they become is truly heartbreaking. I'll tell you one bright spot though this season, and I know people are averse to change, but since the beginning I've been a staunch advocate for the pitch clock, and it's been paying some serious dividends. According to the Codified Baseball Twitter page, back in June they did a study, and I think 60% of the games last season went 3 hours. This year, that percentage has been cut down to 13%. And I welcome that change because, look, I'm in my 40s. I love baseball, but at the same time, I'm trying to get to bed at a decent hour. I got other shit I could be doing. And kudos to the pitch clock because, yeah, to me, it's making the game a lot more enjoyable in a shorter span of time. And lastly, two very, very, very good podcast recommendations. First one is a podcast that I discovered on Instagram called the Black Baseball Mixtape. It's hosted by a guy by the name of Cheats, and just really great conversations with coaches and players in the league. And dude, it's such a fun listen. Make sure you check them out. It's Black Baseball Mixtape. And then there's another podcast called Black Diamonds. It's hosted by Mr. Bob Kendrick, who is the president of the Negro League Museum. And he has like just black baseball legends on. And he's had Negro League players on. The most recent episode I caught was with former Blue Jays manager Cito Gaston. And that was such an awesome listen. So make sure you check those two podcasts out. Black Baseball Mixtape and Black Diamonds. They're on all streaming platforms. And yeah, I'm sliding into home, and this is calling this an episode. So thank you for listening. Make sure you like, download, and subscribe to At the Plate with Danny Foxworth. Make sure you follow my YouTube channel. I got if you're looking for a visual component to the podcast, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. I'm at Danny Foxworth 843. And this has been another episode of At the Plate. Until next time, y'all be good. 3 strikes.